Every sound you have ever heard, a voice, a piano, thunder rolling in from far away, is one single thing, air wiggling back and forth. Not two things. Not several things. One single thing. The voice you hear speaking now is air wiggling. The piano note is air wiggling. The crack of thunder, the creak of a door, the murmur of a crowd, all of it is the same physical event, molecules of air being pushed and pulled, back and forth, over and over. That is it. Nothing more. So how does that work? When an object vibrates, it shoves the air immediately around it. That shoved air then shoves the air next to that, and that air shoves the next layer, and so on outward in every direction, spreading rings of pressure like the rings on a pond when you drop a stone. The object at the center keeps pushing and pulling the air in a steady repeating pattern. Those ripples of push and pull travel outward at around 340 meters per second until they reach your ear. The source object does not need to send any material to your ear. It only needs to disturb the air, and the disturbance travels. That is how a piano on the far side of a room reaches you without moving an inch. We draw that wiggle as a wave. Time runs from left to right across the picture. The up and down of the wave shows the push and pull of the air pressure. Up means a push, a compression, where the air molecules crowd together. Down means a pull, a rarefaction, where they spread apart. Then up again, then down again, over and over. That repeating shape is called a waveform, and it is the picture of sound. Every sound, however complex, is just a particular waveform. A smooth, regular wave like the one on screen is a pure tone, the simplest possible sound. Messier, more complicated waveforms give you richer, more interesting sounds. But whatever the shape, the same rules apply, the wiggle goes up and down, and you hear it. Your eardrum is a tiny sheet of skin stretched tight inside your ear canal. When those pressure ripples arrive, they push and pull the eardrum back and forth, following the same wiggle the original object made. Behind the eardrum, 3 small bones amplify the motion and pass it on to a fluid-filled spiral called the cochlea. Tiny hairs inside the cochlea bend in response to the waves and fire electrical signals. Your brain reads those signals and you hear it as sound. The whole journey, from a vibrating object to a conscious sound in your head, takes less than a millisecond. Play a pure tone right now and watch the wave move while it sounds. What you see on screen is a faithful picture of what the air is doing, and what your eardrum is doing, in real time. Here is the key thing. Faster wiggling means a higher sound. Slower wiggling means a lower sound. That single idea explains why some sounds are high-pitched and others are low-pitched. Play a low tone at 110 wiggles per second and the wave is slow and wide. The peaks are spread far apart. Now play a tone at 880 wiggles per second and the wave speeds up. The peaks crowd together. The pitch climbs as the wave gets faster. Compare the two, the slow wave sits low and heavy, the fast wave sits bright and tight. The only thing that changed is the speed of the wiggle. Not the material. Not the source object. Not the volume. Just the speed. This means that pitch and speed of vibration are the same thing, 2 words for one measurement. The number of wiggles per second has a name, hertz, abbreviated Hz. 1 hertz means 1 complete wiggle per second. The lowest sounds a human ear can hear are around 20 hertz. The highest are around 20,000. Most musical sounds sit comfortably between 80 and 4,000 Hz, the range where the ear is most sensitive. The note A above middle C vibrates at exactly 440 times per second, 440 Hz. That is why a tuning fork or the tone you just heard is labeled for 40. That specific speed of wiggle, 440 Hz, is one of the 12 named pitches musicians use, the note A. Every note is a particular speed of vibration, nothing more mysterious than that. C vibrates at around 262 Hz. The note B, the white key just before the next C, vibrates at about 494 Hz. Each step up the keyboard is a small increase in the speed of the wiggle. So sound is motion, and the pitch of a sound is simply how fast that motion repeats. You can picture it, you can count it, and now you have seen it move on screen. That picture, the waveform, will come up again and again as you learn more about music. You will use it to understand why some notes are loud and others soft, why a piano and a plucked string sound different even on the same note, and why two notes played together can blend into something smooth or clash into something rough. All of that comes from the shape and speed of the wiggle. Next, you will find out why some sounds are high and some are low, and exactly how the speed of the wiggle sets the pitch of every note you will ever play.